Hello everyone and welcome to Drivenmad. Now you're joined back again with my Abarth. It's been a while since it's been on the channel and he's in for some work at the moment. Now a few months back I took the Abarth for a service and I had a gearbox problem. It wouldn't go in and out of gears, it would just sit in neutral. So I had that fixed at the dealer and whilst I was there got it MOT'd and came back saying that I can't have these lights on the front because they're too dim. The bulbs that were supplied to them aren't bright enough and the back ones obviously don't have a reflector. Now I knew the back ones didn't have a reflector when I bought them, but these ones have failed because according to the Portuguese MOT centre, they say that these are not bright enough and also the build quality isn't good enough. I know, isn't that a weird thing to say? But they say the fact that it's been joined back together with silicone and looks bodged pretty much is what it translates to, is badly put together aftermarket lights. It's failed, so these have got to come off. I'm not going to try and fix them, I'm not going to change the bulbs, because not only has it failed the MOT, it's also showing signs of wear really quickly. Now, I wasn't particularly happy with the finish when I got them, but I thought, well, the bonnet's shut, you can't see it. But the actual carbon fibre inside's all starting to bubble up and peel off, so I'm really not happy with these lights. They look fantastic when they're on, but when you actually get up close and personal with them, you can see that there's bubbling all in the lights and the build quality is quite bad. So I wouldn't recommend buying these. I did have a link in the original video when I've installed these saying, you know, go and check him out. I would now say don't check him out purely because of my experience with him. This is not me being mean, this is my genuine, straight up, what my experience has been like, and it's not been good because these are falling apart, deteriorating really quickly, and also the bottom lights never did work, the ones he sent, and he keeps saying he's going to send me more bottom ones, never does. I've offered to return the other ones back to him, the faulty ones, but I'm just not getting anywhere with him at all, so I really wouldn't recommend him. I would highly recommend not to buy from him. Buy from a reputable website, don't buy it off Facebook from Mr. Fabio himself. So what we're going to do today is uninstall these lights. We're going to put the OEM ones back in because, you know, they work and they're good quality. So we've got to take off the front bumper, which is nice and simple. We've got 4 Torx bits up the top, which disconnects the top from the actual car. And then inside the wheel arches, we've got 2 little Phillips screws that hold the liner to the bumper. And underneath, we've got a few more Torx bits. So we'll start by taking off the top ones and get this bumper off. Okay, so underneath here, I'm now on the deck. We've got in the corner a little Phillips screw which holds it to the arch lining, identical on this side just here, and then we've got 3 Torx bits in the middle which are exactly the same as the top bolts there. So I'll just get these quickly off. Right, now inside here, it's fairly straightforward, you see. Got our little Phillips, we got one here, one here. With this. Oh, there's one. Right, now whilst you're in the wheel well, up the top here where the bumper meets the fender, there's one more Torx bit. There we go, just comes out another Torx. And it's the same on the other side. There we go. Right, so now all of the fender lining bolts are out, the ones at the bottom are out, and the ones at the top are out. We should be able to pull on the side where it meets the fender, right here. And I know it seems scary, but if you push slightly up, the clips come out. And sort of like a push up and down whilst pulling up and down. Okay, so before I put it onto the floor, I'm going to disconnect the daytime running lights, then lower it down and disconnect the fog lights. That's the plan. There's a little harness that plugs into the back of these lights. So if you can see down there, it's that green plug there, which is just a pinch and pull off. Okay, right, that's that. And down here, I can actually disconnect the fog lights, which is just a little OEM connector. So that's the tab for the fog lights, which is just down there as well. So this side's disconnected, and I've just got to pop off the one connector this side. Right, now with this on my cardboard, I'm going to take it over here out the way. Right then, so now the bumper's off, that's the hardest part by a long way, and it's just undoing loads of bolts and being brave and pulling these tabs out. That's the scariest part, I think. So what I've got left to do is just one size 10, two size 10s, and I believe there's one more there. So it's 3 size 10s, and we'll just take them off. Right, there we go. Right, now the light has a little plastic clip here, which is just pushed in as such, so we should be able to lift that and then wiggle the light straight out. Right, there we go. That's my harness out, so there's the light, you see there. Right, so these lights actually involve me splicing into the original harness on these daytime running lights, because the daytime running lights that were supplied by Fabio didn't work, but I had to splice them in to try. So I stole the power from here, so I'm going to end up cutting these off, and then I'm just going to put some self-amalgamating tape around them so they can't get any moisture or water in, and just leave it. Right, there we go. The connector's wrapped up, waterproof and nicely sealed. So it's time to plug the old headlight back in. Before I do, there was a water connection on this, the original lights. When you had the high beams on, or the full main beams, you wash the windscreen, it would actually shoot water at the headlights. Now, I didn't love that feature, but since I've got the headlights, I'm going to leave it in, because I don't really like having bits of cable tied out of the way if I don't need to. So we'll reinstate this. Now, you can see here we just literally bunged up the end, and I decided to not use this separate water tank, but we can, like I say, bring that back. Right then, now we're going to install the light, but you can see here on these pipes where the water goes into the light, there's normally some blue little clips that when you push the pipe on, you push this plastic clip on and it locks it onto the light. But me being me, it's been a year and I've completely lost the little clips. So if I push that on, as soon as I do the water, this is just going to shoot off with the pressure. But I've thought of something, we'll see if it works. I've gone and got these tiny little cable ties, which you can see there's a little gap here, which they fit in perfectly. So I'm hoping that once I've put it on, I can put the cable tie around and it will lock that in just like it would with the factory little clips. So I'll put that on now, just loosely, and then what we'll do is we'll get that, you can see there, goes on the headlight there, make sure it's all the way on. Then what I'm going to do is pull that cable tie around as tight as I can, and it's not coming off, so my plan has worked. That's now locked on with the cable tie. Right then, so before we do the light up, I'm just going to plug it in. So I've got it roughly in position here, and don't forget you've got this grey tab that you need to click back down. Right, that's now plugged in, so you just push it on and push the grey clip down. And now I can get this back in. There we go. Right, so we've got our little 10 mils. Little 10mm on the top, little 10mm on the side, and then the long one goes on the front here. There we go. Right, plug for the fog light, which is down here, which you saw earlier. Then we've got the plug for the daytime running lights. This side is the same, just without the fog light. But daytime running light won't reach, so let's plonk him up. Bumper's pretty much in place there. There we go. Right, so now bumper's in place, what we'll do is try and lift him back on, and then we can work on just pushing these clips back in, which are fairly straightforwards. There we go, there's one side. Then the other side is just the same principle. There we go. Push back in, and now we can focus on getting all the bolts back in the wheel arches and the underside. Right then, that concludes this video. Arnold's back together. The original lights are back in. You can see they look really, really good with them on. They're a nice neon colour, so I don't really mind them, so I'm not too disappointed that I've got the old ones off. The daytime running lights look great. These ones actually are blacked out. These ones are from Abarth Tuning, because I was supposed to get another set from Fabio and I never ever got them, and I've hassled him loads of times. My dad's tried talking to him, but he says, oh, he'll do it this time. He's had an accident, he's had this, he's had that. He keeps making excuses, not sending anything. So either he's the most unlucky man in the world, or he just keeps making excuses, and I think he's making excuses because he keeps posting on Facebook all his new lights he's making, but he says he's never got time to make mine. So anyway, that's enough ranting going on, but the Arnold's back together and he should pass an MOT now. So very, very happy, and he looks great. Love this car. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.